So let's practice together. You're going to need your pencil for this one. So get your pencil and your paper ready. Our first question is with this bar graph. And our first question, I'll read it to you, is how many categories did Miss J.S. give the KIPPsters to choose from for their feelings? Because I know there's so many more different kinds of feelings out there, but how many categories did she give you to choose from? So I want you to go ahead, write down number 1, and then write down how many categories she gave you. All right. I'm going to assume you're all done. I just counted them up. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I gave you 8 categories. Let's do question number 2. How many KIPPsters were feeling excited or silly? I want you to go ahead and try and answer this question on your own. How many KIPPsters were feeling excited or silly? The first thing I want you to be doing is you should be looking at the number for excited and the number for silly, which is up here. So what's the number for excited? The number for excited is 3. What's the number for silly? I go over here and then I follow it all the way down. It's 5. So my number sentence should say 3 plus 5. So go ahead and write that down if you have it. Then I want you to answer it. What is 3 plus 5? 3 plus 5 is 8. So that means that 8 KIPPsters were feeling excited or silly. If you ever see something like one category or another category, that means that we're going to group them together and we're adding. So let's try it on a different chart. This is back to that picture graph. I really liked the picture graph. This question asks, how many more KIPPsters were feeling worried than were feeling angry? How many more were feeling worried than angry? I wonder if you heard a clue there. Are we going to add or are we going to subtract? It says how many more, so that means we are going to subtract. So go ahead and look at your picture graph and write a number sentence using subtraction to find out how many more KIPPsters were feeling worried than were feeling angry. Go ahead and write that number sentence down and solve it if you want. The number sentence you should have written down was 4 minus 2, because there were 4 KIPPsters who chose worried and 2 who chose angry. So 4 minus 2. Then the answer is, of course, 2. There were 2 more KIPPsters feeling worried than angry. And I liked how on my picture graph it was easy to see that. There was 1 KIPPster angry, 1 KIPPster worried. 2 KIPPsters angry, 2 KIPPsters worried. But then if we go up above here, there's 2 more who are feeling worried, right? So that question's done. Let's go to our next one. You guys are doing an awesome job. Number 4 says, how many fewer KIPPsters were feeling sad than feeling sleepy? How many fewer is another one of those compare questions. So what are you going to use? Are you going to add or are you going to subtract? If you thought, I'm going to subtract, Miss Jackson-Smith, you are totally right. If it says how many fewer, we have to subtract. So go ahead and write your subtraction sentence right now. Sad versus sleepy. Sad is 4 and sleepy is 6. So my subtraction sentence, I always subtract the bigger number first and then there's the smaller number. So 6 minus 4. Awesome job! We've got 6 minus 4. I know you guys can solve that. 6 minus 4 is just 2. So that means there's 2 fewer KIPPsters feeling sad than feeling sleepy. All right, we've got a couple more questions to work on together. So take a deep breath. You guys are doing a great job. I'm going to give you a couple more a little tricky problems. This question says, how many more KIPPsters felt happy and angry? Ooh, a group. Then felt sleepy and confused. This is our table, and we're going to use the numbers on this table to help us solve it. So how many more KIPPsters felt happy and angry? That's one group. Then felt sleepy and confused is another group. So your first step is not to subtract. Your first step is actually, How many are in this first group, happy and angry? Find that out. Then your next step is find out how many are in the group of sleepy and confused. So go ahead and write down those number sentences, find it out, and then I'm going to show you what I mean. So for happy and angry, I wrote down 8 plus 2 because there are 8 happy plus 2 angry. So I want to find out how many are in that group. 8 plus 2, and then for sleepy and confused, I wrote down 6 plus 2 because there is 6 sleepy and 2 confused. So that's just finding out how many are in those kind of groups. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and 6 plus 2 is 8. Now I'm going to take that 10 and take that 8, and I'm going to write a subtraction sentence. Because overall, this question is asking us to compare, because it's saying how many more. So 10 minus 8. How many more means subtract. So 10 minus 8. 10 minus 8 is 2, so that is our answer. 2 more KIPPsters. Let's keep going. I think we've got just a couple more problems to solve, or just this last one. How many KIPPsters answered the question in all? There's a big clue there. What does in all mean? In all means our whole or our total. So what do you think we're going to use? What operation? Are we going to add or are we going to subtract to find out how many are in there all together? I think I heard you say that we're going to add. So let's write a big addition sentence to put together all the different KIPPsters who felt all the different ways. Write down your addition sentence. I'm going to write mine down just in order, but I'm going to write it horizontally. So I wrote down this. Yours should look something like this. I did 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 8. It's a big addition sentence. It looks super crazy, but what does Miss JS always do when we look at this crazy long addition sentence? We always look for groups we know. So let's just break it down and look at 2 numbers at a time, okay? I looked at the first 2 numbers, 2 plus 4, and I'm just going to focus on that. 2 plus 4 is 6, so I'm going to write a little v to show that we put those 2 together to make 6. And then I'll keep doing that all the way along the whole number sentence. I want you to try that too. So I put together each of those numbers. Pause the video if you need more time. And then I'm going to show you what I got. So I got 2 plus 4 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7, 4 plus 3 is 7, 6 plus 8, 14. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep looking for facts I know. I want you to look really closely. What facts do you know in our new number sentence? I see a doubles fact. Do you guys see it? I see 7 plus 7. What is 7 plus 7? 7 plus 7 is 14. So I'm going to group together those 2 7s. And then I'll just bring down the 6, bring down the 14. So now my new number sentence is 6 plus 14 plus 14. Take a deep breath. We're so close to being done, but we're not done yet, so don't give up. We've got 6 plus 14 plus 14. 6 plus 14, if I just zoom in on this part, I know 6 ones plus 4 ones makes 10. So that's 6 plus 4 is 10, and then 14 is 1 10 4 ones. So don't forget about that 1 10, but that's basically like having 2 groups of 10. So 6 plus 14 is 20. And now that I have 20 plus 14, that's so easy because it's just 2 10s, 0 1s plus 1 10, 4 1s. 0 1s plus 4 1s is just 4 1s. And then 2 10s plus 1 10 is 3 10s. So that's 34. Awesome. That seemed like a crazy amount of addition to do, but it actually was okay so long as we looked for facts we knew. But that is it for us today. You are all done with this video lesson, and now it's time to just answer a couple more questions on your own. If it ever gets tricky like that did with that last problem, just take some deep breaths. Remember that I know you can do it. It's always okay to make mistakes. And of course, always just let me know or let your other teachers know if you need any help from us at all. I love you guys, and I'm so excited to learn with you tomorrow.